hands in the air. Come on.
Hello everyone, welcome back, and as you can see, we're looking at this laptop again, and you may be asking yourself why. We're going to actually answer some of your questions that you may have about this laptop, because now that I've had the laptop for about a couple months, I bought it in December, it's now February, we're going to be looking at kind of what it can do and how I think this will fit into most people's lives. So we're going to go over some of the performance in editing, we're going to produce some gaming performance, we're going to just look at browsing the web, watching YouTube, stuff like that. So first off, some little complaints I have. The keyboard is kind of how do I say this? Kind of flexy. If you press down, it does flex quite a bit. But that's not too bad. The trackpad definitely gets annoying because it's off. It's like here and it's kind of off-center to this side, but that's annoying when you're playing a game because your hand's like here, and you may like accidentally move the mouse. But if you click that and then press, if you hit FN on the keyboard and hit F6, the trackpad's disabled, and then if you press it again, it's enabled. So that's a good kind of feature to combat that problem. The other part would probably be the screen. The screen's not that great. It's kind of low quality. The viewing angles aren't very good, especially up and down. If you're trying to lay like in bed and watch a video, it's gonna be kind of hard. You're gonna have to angle the screen like really down or whatever to see it good. Another problem is the fact that the screen has glossy plastic all around the corners. It's really, really dirty all the time. It doesn't really look all that good. Other than those physical problems, let's just talk about Windows 10, because it comes standard with Windows 10. Now, I don't recommend it because it's kind of a pain, because there's a lot of bugs that go around with this. Like, things not loading right, things are slowing down, especially when you update it, everything goes really slow afterwards. So I would recommend kind of updating to Windows 7 or Windows 8, but if you want to try 10 first, go ahead. But now we're going to get into kind of the benchmark, so I'm going to just grab a simple mouse. I'm going to just plug the bit into the computer. There we go. And then we're just going to start up. The first thing we're going to look at is editing, because, well, people have been asking me, like, what can this laptop do? What's, like, how good is it? What's its purpose? So I'm not going to use a screen capture because, of course, that would take a lot of time away from the computer's processing power, and I know people are going to be mad at that. But you're just going to be able to see it. So I'm going to be benching the video editing aspect of this computer on a program called After Effects. It's going to come up. After Effects is like a super intense kind of video editor that does all the special effects you see in movies a lot of times. You know, all sorts of things. It's basically much just a special effects creator and motion graphics creator. And you can imagine that doing all those special effects takes quite a lot of processing power, and yes, it does. I'm going to be showing you how good this thing can run. So my computer, my big desktop, I'm sure you people have seen it, it can't do what I'm about to show you. This machine has 8 gigs of RAM, my machine has 16 gigs. This has a quad core. However, my quad core is clocked higher than this one. But this one still manages to do better, except for the hard drive, which is really bad in this. As you can tell, it's taking a really long time to load, but that's not because of the computer. That's just the slow hard drive. Okay, so now that we're actually in After Effects, sorry for the long wait. It was just a weird bug thing. I'm going to just disable this lamp so that it gets a better picture. Okay, so it's fully loaded in. So this does all the special effects. So I'm just going to set up what I'm going to test. So I'm going to be testing a special effect at 1080p at 60 FPS, what this video will look like. So I'm going to just do that, and then I'm going to look up rain, fall. So this is a 32-bit simulation system. It creates rain, so if you can kind of see all those little white dots, I'll make it brighter. There, you can see all the white dots. So it's custom set to 5,000. I'm going to put it at 50,000. So this is 50,000 particles of rain falling on it. So my computer, so basically in After Effects, when you want to watch your video, you have to render it every single time, or use a button called RAM Preview up in this corner, and that will basically render out the scene for a specific amount of time. I'm going to do it for just like 10 seconds or something. So I'm going to click this, and bam! So it looks super smooth right now. Why? I don't know. It's rendering right now. My computer, when you click that button with this exact same setup, does not play that well. It's super choppy and super laggy and freezy. This is perfectly fine. And that means scrubbing through things like the timeline. So, I mean, it's really smooth. So, like, when scrubbing through the timeline, it's really good. So, you can pretty much guarantee editing on this machine will be good. Now, I know a lot of people are going to use Sony Vegas. I did test it. I don't have it on here right now. I did test it, and it could edit 1080p video at 60 FPS perfectly fine, with, like, all sorts of layers and effects applied. So, yeah, it's pretty good. So that was the kind of the video editing test. So 50,000 particles on the screen at one time, moving at a speed of 4,000. That's pretty impressive considering my desktop, which costs $600 or $800, cannot do the same thing as this can. So I'm gonna close out of here. So we're gonna just move on to like day-to-day activities, I guess. So checking the email, checking, you know, that stuff will work fine because it has a built-in Easy Mail app. But we will just go to YouTube really quick, and we'll just pull up like a video or something. Let me just go. Let's just go to our channel. Boop. Of course, my internet's tragic. We have pretty tragic internet. I wish. Okay. Let's just pick, I don't care, let's just click that. So, it's fine. So, it plays back just fine. I don't know if my internet will let me go 1080p. Probably won't. Thank you, Wi-Fi. So, yeah, I mean, it plays fine. So, yeah. So, there you go. You're looking. Oh, laptopception. Something just fell out of my bed. Interesting. So yeah, you know, laptopception. So it plays back, you know, just fine, as you would expect the video to play back. The only thing I found was that when you escape out of full screen on YouTube, it like stays full screen for a little bit, but then it's just fine. So yeah, there's a lot of comments under here. Just, you know, how does it run Minecraft? Can you play H1Z1? Can you do editing? Awesome vid, Are you gonna pick that laptop up in a week or something? So yeah, so playing YouTube, browsing the web is just fine. You know, I can play all those, you know, Flash games or whatever. Now, moving on to actual games, a lot of people probably are interested in games like, go up here in this corner. So you got, you know, like Minecraft. There's the older Battlefields. You can play Gary's mod in here, which will also mean CSGO will work, Team Fortress 2 will work. All those games will work great. I got, you know, World of Tanks works, and, like, all those other kind of games work. A lot of other games, too, which I don't actually have. And if you have a better computer and you have this laptop, you can use the Steam in-home streaming to play, like, all the good games, or whatever. So because Steam will take too long, I'm just load up, I don't know, I'll just do Minecraft. Sure, why not? I don't really care. But, it would load up Steam, but the hard drive on this thing is just so poor. Which, I mean, that's kind of one of my best things I'm probably going to do to it. I'm going to buy, like, a whole new SSD and then just kind of, you know, and, you know, just kind of do whatever. I'm probably going to put an SSD in here and then copy everything over. And then use the SSD instead of this hard drive. And then, because the hard drive is ridiculous. It's so bad. Like, no offense to Lenovo, because this computer is great, but just the hard drive they chose was not one of the best features, sadly enough. So, I'm going to have to do that. So we're going to wait for the game to load up. Bippity boppity bam. Let's just go survival. So, I'm sure a lot of people are like questioning, like, what are the settings at? Oh, well, this wonderful house I built. Walls, it's not that wonderful. So settings, 8 chunks. Just put that all the way up right. Da-da-da-da-da, fast mood lighting, you know, stuff like that. Now, it actually would run at these settings, but yeah, okay. The reason why they won't turn on, I think, because we are playing with mods, and mods make a lot more lag than single player does. So yeah, that's why that was set like that. But yeah, so it's running beautifully. If I check at 57 FPS, yeah. So completely playable, just fine. You know, you can see pretty distance, and especially if you have Optifine installed, you'll definitely get way better FPS. What do I have? I have nothing. Wait, where is all my stuff? I have nothing. Oh, I'm not signed into my Red account. Alright. That's okay. So, yeah, the games work pretty well. I'm not signed into my Red account, I guess. I don't know why. But, yeah, games work just fine. The majority of games, kind of like the little indie games, kind of... Now, you won't be able to play, like, AAA titles like Battlefield 4, GTA 5, Black Ops 3, those things. You won't be able to really do that. But a lot of the older games, kind of the little games, you know, the games that aren't considered like big AAA games, will work just fine. But my purpose was for school, and that's definitely what it works great for. So for a $300 laptop, you get a beastie editing machine, something that it'd pretty much be like a workstation with a battery, and then a light gaming machine, kind of. So pretty good all around. So, yeah. So I hope this answers some of you guys' questions. If you have any more questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section below. Drop a like if you liked it. And see you guys later. Goodbye.